Hello, welcome. This is Northern Soul Channel, and we're doing more kinesiology taping. This time for the thumb basal joint. So if you're sometimes you can injure that area. So yeah, right around here, there's a saddle joint in there, and we're going to show how to kind of restrain it so that if you do like repetitive motions and that sort of thing, and it's just kind of tired and aggravated in that, like for overuse injuries, then we're going to show how to tape to kind of secure it a bit, add some support, and that should be helpful in mitigating some of the pain and also to like calm it down in the future. You may need to, for some cases, if the joint's like really sore or swollen, you might need to add ice 5 to 10 minutes. You're doing first aid at that point, so you want to rest it and that sort of thing. You might want to talk to your doctor about that, or a physiotherapist, or some sort of healthcare professional that's would be appropriate for that, and they can help you with if you need anti-inflammatories and stuff like that. But not everybody's able to prescribe that. You can try over-the-counter stuff as well. There is some over-the-counter anti-inflammatories or muscle relaxants that you can use that may also help, as well as if you want natural stuff, there is essential oils that can help calm that down. So just be aware there's more than just one thing going on here other than taping that you can do, and in conjunction with taping can really help. But rest is pretty much number one, and maybe changing whatever whatever you were doing that was causing that. So for sometimes also known as like SMS thumb or like texting thumb. So if you're like all that crazy thumb texting, you may want to switch it up. Now, some people be like, use your fingers, but I don't know. It's almost like using your face to. It's just weird, right? But what are you gonna do? You know, go on vacation and don't text your friends if that's possible. I know some people are cringed. I couldn't do that, man. I'm just so important. But anyways, let's get to it. To the taping. So what we're going to do is we're going to have substantial stretch. We're going to have two eye strips, but they're going to be small ones. So we're going to use like a normal eye strip, and then we're going to cut it in half lengthwise, and we're going to use those two strips in sequence to kind of do the taping for this specific injury. Good. I'm going to do different colors. So basically you would use the one tape and just reuse the other color, but for contrast, for so that people can visually see the second tape, because it's going to be harder to see the second tape on camera. But I'm going to use a different color, but you would use the same tape because it would make a lot of sense, because you're just splitting the same tape in the middle. But visually we're gonna sacrifice some tape here. All right, so you're gonna want to have your hand basically splayed it when you're taping it, but we're just gonna measure right now. So it'll be at the inside of the thumb closest to your finger. It's going to be the anchor point, just like that, across, and then back through over the heel of the thumb, or the heel of the hand there, and then across through here, and then it's going to anchor on the opposite side of your wrist, so the posterior side of the forearm. So it's about that long. That's what I'm measuring, and there's going to be substantial stretch. So I'm going to back that off a bit to about an eighth of what that would have been. So it's like that. Now, since I'm using contrast, usually you would split this, and I'm going to show you that. So you would cut it lengthwise right through there. So we're talking 1 centimeter, or sorry, 1 inch, because this is a 2-inch wide strip. So it'd be a 1-inch wide eye strip. There we go. So that's one strip. Round off the end, and it'll be fine. I'll use that for something else anyways, probably for like finger. If I have like sore knuckles and stuff like that, I could always support that. Or if even for guidance, actually, I'll just save all that for the video doing that. How about that? Or not? I don't know. So we'll do a red one, because red and orange kind of go together. Those fiery colors, the warm colors. So I'm just going to measure over top here. You wouldn't be doing this, but I'm going to do it whenever you're doing the same measurement, and you have one already cut. Capitalize. So there we go. So there's an orange strip, and then I'm going to do the same thing here. You don't want to be wasting tape because it does add up. If you've already purchased some, you know that it's not the cheapest thing on the planet. But the value comes in typically because you can use it for a number of days for the typical user, not everybody. If you're doing one of them Tough Mudder things, or you're prone to catching fire, then usually that won't last, you know, the whole day. But for a lot of people, you're talking 3 to 5 days. Some people going, I've had some tape up to like 10 days. It was fine, it just didn't fall off or whatever. Obviously I was doing light duty work there. Okay, so those are the two strips. You can see if you put them together, it'd be one normal width strip. It's about 1 foot long, for me anyway. So let's start. So you're gonna have your fingers slightly splayed out like that. So it's kind of a natural position. Ta. Okay, and then we're gonna start like over here. So I'm gonna just break on the end. Back that tape off, and if you're new to taping and stuff, I've got a 101 video on the Northern Soul channel you can check out to give you the basics on, you know, how to use tape and stuff like that if you're new to it. So I'm just going to anchor it on the side of closest to the fingers splayed out. There's the base anchor, no stretch. We're going to go over the saddle joint itself. Wrap around. So I'm just going to back it off a little bit, keep the tape or the backing on for now, and I'll pull it off as needed. So right across the saddle, so there's the joint there, and I'm going to put it directly across there with substantial stretch. So 50 to 70% around. Oops, hang on. It's got to come around like this. Got to maneuver with I don't want to touch the adhesive, so that's kind of the thing that I'm worried about. Substantial stretch, so I'm already supporting. I can feel the support on the joint itself across the palm, like such. And then you're going to continue to the opposite side of the forearm. So I'm just going to the end of the tape, still keeping the backing on. Cross like that. And then I can just back off with the stretch because I don't need it to do anything crazy. So this is a bit long. I cut that a bit long, which is fine. I mean, if you're already wearing red tape, who's going to even know, right? So I'm just going to rub that in just like that. It helps with the adhesion process. There we go. So that's kind of what that looks like. It would probably stop around here, so I wasted kind of like an inch or two, but whatever. If you're made of money, you know, it's like, oh, I'll just wrap it around my arm for days. Now the second strip, same thing. We're just going to add additional support to this one. It's going to be offset a bit, so it's going to be partially on the old taping and partially off. So you're just going to break once again on the ends, and I'll leave that backing on until I put the actual base layer on. So I'm going to be a little bit offset here, just like that. Don't want to get too much into the web of the thumb. Substantial stretch, and then we're kind of like overlap the original one, just like that. I'm going to switch up on my hands on the backing here. There we go. And then continuous substantial stretch over, and you're still splayed out, over the actual joint, and then across. I'm trying to take out that wrinkle. And I'm just going to follow along. Still substantial stretch there, along the other one, like half and half kind of thing. So across the back, release, and there we go. And you can see I put about the same amount of stretch because it's almost the exact same size, even though I like pulled for like a whole foot of tape. Rub that in just to help with the adhesion. Remember to wait probably about 10-15 minutes before you do any sort of, well, you're probably not going to do any crazy activities with it, but that gives it time for the adhesion to actually set properly. So it's almost at maximum adhesion at about 15 minutes. So just be aware of that. It's not going to be on, it's easy to come off. So before you start putting jackets on and stuff, that might start pulling stuff off. Give it a moment. An hour before doing any wet, sweaty stuff. So if you're showering, swimming, sweating, give it an hour. Do this taping an hour before activity. And there's a lot of, so now I got the resistance in the thumb right there. A lot of support in that joint. It's almost like not even moving. I'm more prone to, I find the ease in here, so I find myself using that. Excellent. And as you pull this way, there's a resistance here, so it's almost like pulling it into the actual joint itself. So it gives your the muscles and everything in the area kind of a rest and a break as well. Super cool. So that's what it looks like. If you like it, please hit the like button. It really helps support the channel and get me motivated to do more of these videos for you guys. I hope you found that helpful, and good luck in your texting. See ya!